It always starts with shared dreams, weekend brunches, couple trips, maybe even saving for a future together. But no one talks about what happens when love leaves the room and your name is still on a joint bank account. What if your ex suddenly pulls out every single dollar while you're asleep? What if you're left with overdraft fees and no legal way to prove you should have gotten half? This isn't just about heartbreak, it's about your money, your future, and your peace of mind. So if you've ever shared a bank account with someone, and that someone is now your ex, stay with me. Because I'm about to tell you exactly what to do before your breakup becomes a financial nightmare. Number 1. The hidden danger of joint accounts most people ignore. Here's the truth. No one likes to hear once you open a joint account. You give the other person full control over every single dollar inside it. That means either person can withdraw the entire balance without needing the other's permission. It doesn't matter if you were the one who deposited 90% of the money. From the bank's point of view, ownership is equal. And guess what? If that person takes everything and ghosts you, there's usually nothing you can do legally to get it back. This is the part no one tells you when you're adding that second name to the account. Example: a woman in California lost over $10,000 after her boyfriend drained their joint account the day they broke up. He moved states the next day. No legal action, no refund. Just heartbreak and empty pockets. Number 2, freeze the account. Before they freeze you out, the second you realize the relationship is overdue, not wait. Call or visit the bank and request to freeze the account. Most banks will allow a temporary freeze if one party suspects misuse or disputes a transaction. It's like putting your money on lockdown. No one can pull funds or make withdrawals until both people agree. This gives you time to breathe, assess, and plan without losing your savings. Imagine this. You break up in the morning. Your ex is angry. By lunchtime, they've used the joint debit card to buy an iPhone, book a flight, and order sushi for lunch. If the account wasn't frozen, you might be paying for that revenge meal for months. Number 3, talk to your ex. Yes. Really, I know. The last thing you want after a breakup is to talk about money. But trust me, one awkward conversation now can save you weeks of stress later. Sit down, or at least text, and decide how you're going to handle the money in the account. Are you splitting it 50-50? Are you reimbursing whoever contributed? More? Will you leave some money in for shared bills like rent or utilities? Come to an agreement, and this part is key. Get it in writing. Even a screenshot of a text agreement helps if things go sideways. Number 4, screenshot everything before you blink. Take screenshots of the current balance, recent transactions, and deposit history. Save bank statements. If there's ever a dispute, these digital receipts will protect you. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. Because if your ex denies what they took or claims you agreed to it, you'll need receipts. Literally. One man shared that his ex claimed she only took what was hers, but he couldn't prove how much he contributed. Without proof, he was out over $6,000 and couldn't recover a dime. Number 5, open your own account now. You don't need permission to take control of your own financial life. Open a personal account immediately. Start directing your paycheck, bill payments, and subscriptions there. The sooner you're financially independent, the less tangled your money will be with your ex. Even if your breakup is friendly, don't delay. Friendships can turn sour when money is involved. Funny example. A guy kept using the joint account to order pizza because the card was still linked to his Uber Eats. His ex kept paying for it without realizing until she checked her monthly statement and saw 12 charges labeled Meatloaver's Special. Number 6, cancel any shared auto payments. This one's easy to miss. Think about everything connected to that account. Netflix, Hulu, rent, gym membership, subscriptions, insurance, food delivery, and even your pet's vet plan. Make a checklist and start switching everything to your new account. If not, you might find yourself accidentally funding your ex's Amazon shopping spree. Bonus tip: some banks let you view recurring payments on the mobile app. It's a quick way to spot which services are still being charged. Number 7, decide. How you'll split the money, this part can get tricky. Do you go 50-50? You split based on who put in more? Do you use it to pay off joint bills? There's no correct answer, it depends on what's fair between both of you. But whatever you decide, write it down, confirm it, seal the deal with clarity. This way, neither party can say, that's not what we agreed to. Example, a couple agreed to leave $300 in the account to pay their last rent. But one of them forgot, spent the money, and the rent bounced. Now both have an eviction notice. A written agreement would have saved their credit. Scores number 8. Close the joint account once everything's settled. Close the account. Leaving it open is like leaving the door open to your house after moving out. Someone might walk in and make a mess or worse. Visit the bank together if you can. If not, call your bank and ask how to close it remotely. Some banks allow account closure by mail or online with both signatures. Also, beware of maintenance fees. Some accounts start charging monthly fees if there's no activity. Why pay to keep something you no longer need? Number 9. When your ex refuses to cooperate, here's where things can get uncomfortable. What if they ignore your calls, refuse to split the funds, or just won't show up at the bank to close the account? In that case, call the bank and explain. They may allow a freeze, restrict access, or even convert the account under certain conditions, especially if you show proof of contribution. As a last resort, small claims court might be an option. But ask yourself, how much is the money really worth compared to the legal hassle? Number 10. Watch for lingering debt. Some joint accounts come with overdraft protection or attached credit cards. That means your ex could borrow money in your name. Scary, right? Ask your bank if anything else is tied to the account. If yes, remove yourself from those credit products immediately, because once they swipe, you're legally on the hook no matter how ugly the breakup was. Number 11. Protect your credit like it's your reputation. A missed payment from an old joint account can follow you for years. It can wreck your credit score, hike up your interest rates, or even block you from renting a new apartment. After everything is finalized, pull a copy of your credit report. Look for anything suspicious. It's like cleaning out the digital cobwebs of your old relationship. Quick fact, according to Experian. Over 25% of Americans find unexpected accounts on their credit report after a breakup. Don't let one of those be yours. Number 12. Update legal docs and beneficiaries. Ever listed your ex as the beneficiary of your savings? Or gave them power of attorney? Time to fix that. Log into your bank's website or visit the branch to change any legal links they have to your account. A forgotten form could mean your ex inherits your money if something happens to you. Not exactly the legacy you want to leave behind. Number 13. Don't let emotions drive your wallet. Breakups hurt, but making financial decisions based on anger or guilt can hurt more. Don't rush to drain the account or go on a shopping spree just to teach them a lesson. It's not strategy, that's sabotage, and it might backfire. Example, one guy emptied the account and spent it all on new shoes. His ex sued him for half. Guess who ended up selling the shoes on Craigslist just to pay the settlement? Number 14. Take the lessons with you, if you made it this far. Pat yourself on the back, not just for surviving the breakup, but for learning one of the most important financial lessons people often overlook. Next time, before you open a joint account, set boundaries. Talk about exit plans. Put things in writing. Financial intimacy can be beautiful, but it needs rules. It's just like emotional intimacy. Number 15. Should you ever keep a joint account after breaking up? Surprisingly, sometimes yes. If you share children, a mortgage, or ongoing responsibilities, keeping a joint account temporarily can be smart. But only if you both trust each other and only use it for specific bills. Set clear limits. Check balances regularly. Still make a plan to eventually separate completely. One example, a divorced couple kept a joint account for school payments and child support, but they treated it like a business arrangement, a relationship. That's the only way it worked. So now I want to hear from you. If your ex drained your joint account today, what would you do? Would you freeze it, fight it, or were you all ready? Smart enough to separate your finances before the breakup hit? Let me know in the comments.